This is Spo-Ad Cast. Spo-Ad Cast is the official podcast of the St. Thomas University Sports Administration Program.
We are your inside look into the sports industry.
Want to get a job in sports?
Yeah.
Listen to Spo-Ad Cast.
And welcome back to the Spo-Ad Cast. I am your host, Trevor Graham, alongside, as always, Jason Fowler. Jason, what's up, buddy?
I'm back again.
Back. It's good to be here.
Here to do the show again. Excited to be here today.
We're having fun with this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It should be good. I went and saw a good movie yesterday. I went to see Despicable Me 2.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty solid. I went with...
Better than the first one?
Yeah, it was it's the sequels, like it's, I don't know, it's always rough with the second one,
Right.
But it was good. It was pretty funny. I went with my girlfriend and then her...
The lovely Tammy Mae?
Yeah, the lovely Tammy. And then went with her nephew, oldest nephew. So
Right
he's 4, so he loved it, Got him lots of fun dip, fake tattoos, and then shipped them back to their parents. So
oh, man.
They hate us.
I love fun dip.
Exactly.
What a lucky guy.
Exactly.
How was the Marlins game last Friday? You did the Secret Shopper.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Tell me a little bit about it. Like I said, I'm doing it in a couple weeks, so I'm interested to see what it's all about.
Yeah, no, it was sick. They gave me $100 and said, okay, you need to go buy tickets. You need to go to the gift shop. You need to go to the concession stands. And they basically just told me to break every rule possible, which was kind of sick. Like, they were like, sneak into areas that you shouldn't be in, see if people aren't doing their job. So I like to criticize people. So I really had a fun time going around and saying, hey, like, you're not doing your job, and I just wrote it down. Like, you're in trouble. So
it was
a lot of fun.
Prone to doing things that we necessarily probably shouldn't. The first time we went to the Panthers game, we were supposed to meet Jack down in the green room
That's
after,
true.
and
I forgot about this.
We couldn't get down, so we decided that we would just go through the players' entrance parking lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the best way to get there, honestly.
The back doors,
yeah. It's always, the best way is always through the back door,
Yeah.
It's always faster, so.
Yeah, it worked out fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's just part of my own nature, so to be able to do it, like, to be allowed to do it was just great. I mean, it was a lifelong dream.
I'm looking forward to it.
No, it was a good time. Like, they have different setups, so, like, one person they'll give $100 to, and they'll have to buy, like, a really good seat. And then one person will go like I did, and they'll give them allocated money for certain pieces of the experience. So they're trying to get a good feeling around the whole ballpark, and what will really do well for customers and from different groups and different money circumstances and things like that. So it was pretty cool. It was very inclusive park. They had a kosher section, which I thought was really neat. It was very handicap accessible. Probably one of the best parks I've ever seen with that. And it honestly, like, it was a beautiful stadium. Like, I know there's a lot of animosity towards it, but beautiful
pinball
stadium.
Machine top in center field.
It's a great setup. So I also got pictures up on Twitter if you guys want to see those. So make sure to go check that out. So
good deal. What else is going on?
I got some friends coming into town.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Where from?
Austria, from Europe.
Austria?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Exactly.
That'll be cool. When are they coming in?
They come in today, actually, this evening.
You gonna go pick them up?
Yeah, they're coming into Miami, so I gotta swing down to the airport and pick them up. Actually, it's really funny that you bring that quote up. When I was there, last time I was there was 2006, it was the World Cup. We were there. And I saw this awesome T-shirt, and it had a yellow road warning sign with, and it said "Welcome to Austria." It had a kangaroo on it with a line through it. So they're like, it seems to be a common joke that Austria and Australia are constantly mixed up. So it's pretty funny that you say that. But
that'd be a good time. How long are they in town?
They're for like 2.5 weeks. So
awesome.
we're gonna do Miami and then some Fort Lauderdale stuff, and then actually we're gonna go to New Orleans as well.
Oh. Awesome.
So a little road trip up that way. So I've never been, so it should be pretty sweet to go see the Big Easy. So
good deal.
I look forward to it. So
awesome.
What's going on with you? Anything new?
Oh, yeah. Actually, let's see. On Monday, I've passed my realtor's license finally.
Get some, dude. Nice.
Finally became an official licensed realtor down here. It's
Legit.
just it's been a hobby of mine for a long time, and I got into it last fall, so I decided I might as well go ahead and get the license and do it for real. So
that's awesome. So what's the next step? Like, what do you do?
Actually, on Monday, I actually got offered a job then too with
some bad economy we're in.
Yeah,
you just
right.
get a job the next day. Huh?
Same day.
Same day. Are you kidding?
Absolutely,
man. That's rough. Man.
So it's
tough life.
Next step is just kind of get my feet wet and see what areas interest me. I gotta wait till all of our buddies graduate next May and then start
buying houses,
and then I'll be set.
That's true. Yeah.
Other than that, let's see. Also, last Monday I went to the Dolphins had their first practice/scrimmage that was open to the public at Sun Life.
That was at the stadium.
It was at the stadium.
That's cool.
And Simon Noel, our classmate buddy, he
works with them.
He works them. He's in the PR department. He shot me a text and told me about it and told me to go get my tickets.
They cost money or what?
No, it's free.
Free,
yeah.
And that's best price ever.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's
and
awesome.
Actually, surprising turnout. There was
really
heard over 20,000 people showed up
at the
scrimmage. And that night the Marlins played, and their attendance was roughly 19,000. More people showed up for the Dolphins scrimmage.
For a scrimmage.
Right.
That's rough. Sorry, Miami Marlins.
That kind of gives you some insight. And
football is king, I guess.
It is.
I don't know if it's the Marlins or just football is just that great.
And I think a lot of people are excited about the Dolphins this year down here, too. I can't say I'm a huge Dolphins fan per se, but
I'm not at all. But
I think I'll become one.
No, they have hope this year. I'm impressed with what they're doing. So Philbin has his head on right, and he seems to know what he's doing. So I think it's going to be interesting for them. Hopefully they can survive with these draft picks, that they'll pan out the way they want them to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I have hope, though. It's a weak division they have this year. Right. So
it'll be an exciting season, definitely. A lot of buzz.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Between them and the U. It should be an exciting fall down here.
Yeah, definitely. Football will be a big deal here in the next few weeks. So.
Yeah.
And Marlins will officially disappear off the face of the map. So should be interesting. Let's transition a little bit to the MLS.
Got some big soccer news.
Yeah. Just read today actually that the MLS plans to expand the league by an additional 4 teams. One of the reasons we bring this up is because one of those teams, one of those cities, is our very own South Florida market, Miami, is going to be getting an MLS team.
Courtesy of
David Beckham and investors from South America.
It's beautiful.
For those who don't know, David Beckham obviously signed with the LA Galaxy a few years ago, and part of his contract money that he was given, he had $25 million set aside to invest in an MLS franchise when they expanded. Well, now it seems like they're definitely going to expand, and it's going to be a mass expansion. The 24-team league in the next few years, when they do expand it, will be the largest soccer league in the world.
Wow.
Which to me is shocking that it will be in the United States. It's going to be really interesting.
It's by 2020, right?
Yeah,
that's proposing this.
That's the projected dates. So
it's quick.
It is. It's fast. I'm wondering whether or not they're going to be able to make money off of it. They obviously wouldn't do it if they're not going to make money. Right. You would think, but
I think they have to. I was telling you, I went home back to Madison over the 4th of July.
Okay.
And one of my buddies who's stationed out in Seattle, he's with the Navy. He's also a big soccer guy, and we were talking, obviously with Russell Wilson, big Badger connection out there with Seattle.
Sure.
Talking about sports out there, and he mentioned the Sounders, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's Portland Sounders or Seattle Sounders and the Portland Timbers. Those are the big teams out there.
So he was out in Seattle. He went to a Sounders game, and he told me, just as a true sports fan, you have to experience soccer in Seattle. He said it's an unbelievable experience.
Well, during the Gold Cup, there was a game out in Portland, and I was blown away by the fans. Like America is coming around to soccer. It is going to be a big deal. We've talked previously about Hispanic marketing in the country, and there's a lot of new Hispanics that are going to be born in the country, and Hispanic culture generally is huge fans of soccer. So this is going to be a growing sport in the country as that population grows. And even not just outside of the Hispanic market, you have other people in the United States who also love the game. Obviously, I played soccer growing up and love the game. So it's going to be something that's going to be really big. And this expansion is really, it's kind of mirroring that change. I really think MLS could be one of the big leagues here in the U.S.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that earlier. It definitely has potential to overthrow certainly
hockey,
and
baseball.
Baseball now. I mean,
can we go out on a limb and say baseball? I mean,
the
I think
recent
we could.
trend of baseball and that is just going downhill,
especially with the steroids.
It's terrible.
A second round of steroids issues, and
the MLS season runs from March through October,
right?
And we know, as we're currently going through that season now, that almost nothing happens in sports for like a month and a half in the summer.
Exactly.
So soccer could realistically own the summer every summer.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they really made a pitch during that time period, it'd be great. I mean, if they really had like a get into the MLS season during this time, if they really jazzed it up or had some friendlies during that time, it could be really big, I mean,
I just struggle with it. And I know you're a big soccer fan, and just the other night when USA played the Gold Cup, I was, I saw your excitement with it.
I was pumped. Yeah.
I had to sit and stop for a second and think like, okay, first of all, I'm American and pro-America.
Go America.
Second of all, I love sports.
Right.
I'm just a sports junkie.
Right.
I didn't care at all that the USA was playing soccer, that they won. I didn't even know that
it was on was on the tube.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's not uncommon. I mean, there's 300 million people in the United States. 30 million claim to be soccer fans, which I believe that number to be pretty accurate. And that's what you think about. That's the largest population in the world for soccer fans. I mean, China doesn't have that big of a following. India doesn't have that big of a following. They're more into cricket. But even in Europe, Germany is a country that's about 36 million people, and about 20 million of those are soccer fans. So almost the whole country, per capita, yeah, they're definitely bigger. But in terms of sheer amount of people, we actually do outnumber a lot of the bases, elsewhere. Our ticket purchasing in the World Cup has been the highest the last two World Cups.
Wow.
So it is amazing. Like, the U.S. really is there. I mean, in fact, in New York City, they did a
you were
pitch.
telling me about
This is
that.
so cool. I love this little pitch that they're doing for the Premier League, English Premier League. They set up maps of Manhattan, and they divided the neighborhoods, the little boroughs, up by English Premier League teams, and they matched socioeconomic patterns from each city in England
That's so
to the
cool.
socioeconomic patterns of Manhattan itself.
That's such a good idea.
They drew out the map, and you had financial district, I think was Chelsea, and then the Upper East Side was Liverpool, and they did all these different things. They had different cities with the cabs and things like that. So it was really cool. So we'll be right back. For myself, Jason Fowler.
I'm Trevor Graham. You have been listening to the Spo-Ad cast, the official podcast of St. Thomas University Sports Administration Program.
Want to get a job in sports?
Yeah.
Listen to Spo-Ad Cast.
And we are back at the Spo-Ad cast. I'm your host, Trevor Graham.
And I'm Jason Fowler.
And we got some more LeBron news.
More LeBron
Miami's
news.
own.
Yep.
Akron's own. We don't know anymore.
Somewhat.
Miami sure claims him, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
So the latest news is the rumor mill is circulating that LeBron is interested or has expressed interest in becoming the new president of the NBPA, the National Basketball Players Association.
It's kind of cool.
The previous position was previously held by Derek Fisher,
Right.
who he held the position for 7 years, the previous 7 years, and
Explains
got a lot
why
of praise.
His game was that good.
Oh, yeah. And
During
he
that
got a
time
lot
period.
of praise and a lot of support during this last CBA negotiations for
LeBron or Derek Fisher?
Derek Fisher,
Okay.
just for doing a great job and representing the players.
He seems like he
Well,
has his stuff together. So
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But my question is personally, I don't think, as a LeBron fan,
Right.
I don't want him to do this at all.
You don't.
Not
want
right
him,
now.
You don't want him to do
No, not at all.
it. You
It's
think
a
his
big-
game is going to suffer? Or
I
what?
do. I just think it's a big time commitment, and I think I think LeBron has hit the point where we can say he's now in the prime of his career.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He's reached that point, and what he's done the last two seasons is, I mean, he's on the verge of. I mean, he is there. He's
Big
greatness.
time. Yeah,
If he retires
big.
today, he's one of the best basketball players to ever play.
For sure. Yeah.
And I just think that there is a lot more potential for LeBron, for the Heat. Everyone kind of ridiculed the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, and I don't want to go down that path, but I'm saying that he's going to be the best player in the NBA for the next
few years,
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And he has what it takes to literally take a team, put it on his back. He did it in Cleveland, and take him to the finals.
Right. Yeah.
And now he's gotten over the hump. He's gotten the proverbial monkey off his back.
Right.
He's got 2 rings now.
Right.
He's got a Finals MVP.
Sure.
I just think he should concentrate now on establishing his legacy as a player and building off of it.
Maybe he wants to be more than just a player. I mean,
and you're probably right.
That's kind of what Michael Jordan strived to be, was somebody that was bigger than the game. And
more of an iconic figure almost.
Well, he wanted
for something more.
He wanted to do more in business. Jordan he got the shoes. He did the line, the clothesline. I mean, he really wanted to be more than just a player. And I think the great ones really do that well. I mean, Charles Barkley broke into the news anchoring position, and he's really blossomed in that, and he's transcended his time as a basketball player. I mean, maybe LeBron fears that he won't be able to do that after he's done. I mean, granted, he will have a ton of money and power to do what he wishes.
But if you know LeBron James, you know that
maybe
that all comes second to him. I mean, he is winning. Number 1 on his list now.
Sure. I mean, but the thing is, he's won already. So he has nothing to prove to anyone at this point. He just has to win more rings for himself. I mean, it's on him now to win more. I feel like this move is like, I want to help other guys achieve a piece of what I've gotten.
Right.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, granted, it's a time commitment. That's obvious. He's going to have to do work, and he's going to have to do things that will challenge his schedule. But I think it's kind of a good thing. I mean, to have somebody that is so prominent in the league,
right,
to be the figurehead of the Players Association.
And I love that idea.
The power balance could shift. I mean, you could almost have a situation where the players group gets a person on the board of the NBA. I mean, you never know. I mean, that could be something that could change. With somebody as big as LeBron James as the president, maybe that could change. So maybe he's not so crazy to want to do this.
And I wouldn't say crazy. Ultimately, I would love for him to take that position based on his character.
Right.
I think that he's a true stand-up guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's one of the good guys in the league.
Keeps his nose clean. He's a good guy. He has a family.
Yep.
He's invested his money well. He truly
loves the game.
He's exactly
the NBA.
who you want.
And I think he would take the
around.
NBA. I think he would take that job very seriously, and I think he would do a great job with it. I just think, personally, I would like to see him just play a couple more seasons, do your thing on the court, then transition to off the court. I guess that's a little bit, as much as I love LeBron, there's a little bit of fear, too, that he's already
almost selfish.
kind of
selfish fandom right there.
Making jumps to post-playing career.
Well, I mean, you have to know. I mean, he's an athlete. Athletes get tired. Their bodies break down. I mean, LeBron's a beast, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but that is inevitable. He will not play basketball in 15 years. That's a guarantee.
That's going to be
so.
devastating.
What kind of mark is he going to leave on this league?
Right.
And maybe this is a way for him to do that and to do something more than just score points. Because it's great to score points and it's great to have records, but what did you really do for other people? I mean, this is like a little bit of his own giving back. It's almost his own community service to his fellow players. I mean, I think that's great. I mean, there's not many players that are willing to do that unless they're kind of on the latter ends of their careers. Somebody doing it now, I think, says more about his character than anyone else who's done the job before. So,
absolutely. If he could manage both of it, where it didn't get in the way at all,
right?
I would be all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could. I mean, he may not. I mean, he may do it, and then his game could be affected. Which then you gotta ask whether this was worth it or not. But I mean, for the speculation of him to do it or not, I would say go for it.
Right.
Just don't let it affect your life.
Yeah.
Make sure it doesn't affect your life with your kids either.
Oh,
you got a
absolutely.
family too. You gotta You got kids to
put too much food on your plate where you start to
exactly
sacrifice other key areas of your life.
Exactly. So I mean, hopefully he can find a way to balance all of it and still remain the guy that he is, and still do the things on the court and things with his family and the charities.
Still be the leader in the community that he is.
Exactly.
Down here. I mean, he's huge in the community down here.
For
he really is.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big deal. I mean, he's LeBron James.
LeBron James.
He's big.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Literally a big guy, but also
figuratively.
Definitely. Yeah. He's big.
It'll be interesting to see. Right now it's just a rumor. He hasn't, nothing that I've seen at least, he hasn't said.
Kernels of truth always in speculation.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Exactly. So let's talk about somebody who's not awesome right now. Not doing too hot. Johnny Football Manziel.
This guy.
Okay, let's just preface all of it right now. Let's just get all the BS out of the way. Let's just say all the things that he's done thus far.
This guy can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Clearly,
for those who don't know, Johnny Manziel was the first freshman ever to win the Heisman Trophy. He is a quarterback at Texas A&M. He's grown greater than the sport itself, it seems, and it's gone to his head.
Larger than life.
Let's be.
That's an understatement.
To understate it a little bit, yeah.
This kid is apparently, for one, a straight up party animal.
Yeah.
Recently, there was a video that went viral of him getting kicked out a University of Texas frat party. Now, why on earth he would even think he would be accepted at a University of Texas frat party when he goes to Texas A&M is beyond me.
Right.
But maybe that gives us some insight into his thought process.
Well, I mean, I've heard that the parties kind of suck at Texas A&M. Not to bash our Texas A&M listeners, but I've heard the parties are not nearly as good as they are at Texas.
UT was just rated third. A new listing came out.
That's what I'm saying.
Third best party school.
I feel like they have good parties. So I mean, if that's your niche, that's the place to go. And I mean, Texas A&M really doesn't have that scene, so
right.
I can see him wanting to go there. But then again, you have that
that's rivalry,
a rivalry, so that's
I mean, you're lucky you don't get into some physical
for sure. Yeah,
altercations.
I feel like somebody
would
throw a beer bottle at him for sure. Just because of the animosity between them. So
apparently he also has a very bad temper.
Yeah.
So he's featured in an article in the newest ESPN the magazine that really talks about how pretty much everything that's unfolded with him, his misdemeanors, his fake IDs, his fighting in public, all this stuff. Listen to this quote from his dad, Paul Manziel.
Okay.
About Johnny, which came out in the article. It says that he ate Skittles, quote, he ate Skittles, drank beer, and won the Heisman. And his dad went on to say that he won't even play golf with his son because he has a temper. And he doesn't know how to control his temper.
I think that's hilarious.
I think
that's pretty funny. It's like your own dad won't play golf with you because you get so pissed off.
Man, that's terrible.
Well, I mean, clearly the kid's got anger issues, and alcohol is only going to exacerbate that issue a little more, Angry drunk syndrome, It's not going to get any better with booze, but
his parents have recently mandated that he see an alcohol counselor and get therapy for anger issues.
Well, I guess we don't really know how bad it is because we're not there. We don't know him. We're not seeing him party. But is this being blown up? I feel like it's being blown up because if my life in college was portrayed on ESPN, they were taking pictures of me drinking and whatever else I did in college.
Right.
I would not be looking this good right now. I would be looking terrible.
Well, with social media, everyone
antics,
is now a member of the media. So anywhere you go, someone snaps a photo and puts it on Facebook. However, my issue is that you are the only freshman to win the Heisman. You're clearly something special.
Yeah, no, I mean he
talented guy. And if he can get away with eating Skittles and drinking beer and winning a Heisman, that's a pretty scary thought to see what he could do if he dedicated himself. And
well, he's also a kid. He's a kid. He's 20 years old.
But you put yourself in that public spotlight, I feel like you kind of have to grow up instantly.
Yeah, I mean, do you though? I mean, when is he ever going to be a kid? You know what I mean? Like, he's still a kid. Like, I mean, granted, I'm not justifying his behavior at all, but especially the getting kicked out and the fighting and all that. I don't think
Right.
that's okay. But
I mean,
he is a kid.
Right.
I mean, he's 20 years old. He's
been
not.
there.
I've been there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean. And if my life was documented in college, it would be pretty embarrassing.
probably
It
has
would
some-
be. It would be
yeah.
very embarrassing. But
Right.
every kid has to go through that to get out of it. And yeah, maybe he's immature. Maybe he's got anger issues. I mean, I'm sure he's probably got a little bit of all of that. But he's still 20 years old. I mean,
But
could
do
we
you
cut
see
him
it?
some slack? Like, don't you think?
Of course,
as a
and-
media, we should.
Right.
I mean,
Definitely. I agree that we need to cut him some slack. However, I feel like this is a bigger issue in that, his future employers, the 30 NFL teams,
Right.
or
32
teams,
May
that's
look-
the way
may
I
look
look
bad
at it.
on
I'm
it,
like,
right.
man, control yourself for this short amount of time. And just, I get this is also the short amount of time where you're allowed to
be crazy.
to be
I
crazy,
mean,
to be a college
it's
kid.
kind of a societal thing. I mean, it's like go off to college, have fun, go party, go do all that stuff, and
Win Heisman.
He's so young. I mean, it'd be different if we were talking about a senior quarterback, a junior quarterback, but he is a freshman. He was a freshman.
I guess, do we got to put some more...
Got to qualify it. He's a younger kid. I mean, he's supposed to do this kind of crap. I mean,
Does Texas A&M, does a coaching staff, do his players, do they need more accountability?
I think they need to have conversations with him. I mean, I think that's really the thing. They should have conversations with him and make sure we're good. Hopefully it goes well, and hopefully we don't hear anything bad once the season starts. Hopefully he gets his act together for football. So
Hopefully, yeah. We'd love to see him play. He's a talent.
yeah, he definitely
True
is.
talent.
So we're gonna have to cut the show off today. For myself, I'm Jason Fowler. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, our website, and our YouTube channel.
And I'm Trevor Graham. Take care, y'all.
This is Spo-Ad Cast. Spo-Ad Cast is the official podcast of the St. Thomas University Sports Administration Program.
We are your inside look into the sports industry.
Want to get a job in sports?
Listen to
Spo-Ad Cast.